What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where in this one we're going to talk a little bit about the offense, just some off-season conversation, some stuff that I've been thinking about that I thought, hey, it's probably about the right time to start having these conversations so that we can start really breaking it down as we go forward. So we're going to talk about the offense here. And of course, if you guys enjoy the content, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe with notifications on. Appreciate you guys for stopping by for another video. Sitting here recording this as the Pacers game is currently on. And right now it's the fourth quarter, so you're probably going to see me looking up at different points just to see what's going on. We got a good lead right now. Got to make sure we hang on to a good lead. But as we sit here and talk about this, wanted to talk about the offense and the potential of what we have. Like, you think about how stacked the offense is with talent, right? When you talk about like if this is, of course, if, and just like everything else, if Anthony Richardson figures it out, he's going to be a problem. The offense is going to be a problem. So that's really a lot of what goes into this conversation, is the assumption that he's going to start to flip that switch. I'm not saying he's going to come in and have it all figured out and he's going to, win 13 games and go get us a Super Bowl. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that I think Anthony Richardson will take steps up. I think his offseason training is going to pay dividends, and I think that's going to be able to be something that fuels us and helps win us more games. Now, of course, Anthony's not all there is, right? Any quarterback, doesn't matter who it is, any quarterback needs an offense around him, from the offensive line to the weapons he has on offense. And for the Colts, if you just want to run the ball, we have the offensive line for it. We also have Jonathan Taylor. Not only do you have Jonathan Taylor, but you went out and you got DJ Giddens in the draft. Great draft pick. Just continue to see different things that come out about him and how much of an incredible pick it was to go get DJ Giddens to back up Jonathan Taylor. You also have Khalil Herbert, who, of course, anybody that's been watching the channel knows I'm a fan of Khalil Herbert. Glad we have him. So overall, from the running back room, as stacked as I think we've been at running back, maybe my entire life, Jonathan Taylor, of course, being the lead horse for that. And so behind Anthony Richardson, taking the pressure off of him, the running back's going to go crazy, right? But then beyond that, you look at the wide receivers, which for a long time after Marvin and Reggie, we lacked that receiver. We had T.Y. Hilton, Pierre Garçon was here, Anthony Gonzalez, different periods of good receivers, but never really able to have good receivers consistently year after year. A lot of those guys ended up going to other teams. But at the end of the day, when you look at what we have now, what we've been able to build, you have Michael Pittman Jr., Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, A.D. Mitchell, Ashton Dulin, Anthony Gould. Those are your top six. Right, Laquan Treadwell is still on the practice squad, hanging out, still being a part of the team, which is great. So the depth that we have at wide receiver is crazy. We've always thought, hey, we have a chance to be really good at tight end. A lot of promise for Jelani Woods, and of course he's been injured. If he can stay healthy, that'll be great. But we drafted Tyler Warren. Okay, we got our guy, Tyler Warren. Should be a freak of nature all over the football field for the Colts, and should be somebody that really helps Anthony Richardson this upcoming season. I expect him to be a really big help for Anthony Richardson, especially in the red zone. I wouldn't be surprised completely if he ties or breaks the touchdown record for rookies, which Mike Ditka holds at 12. So going to be very interesting as my eyes are attached up here. Very crazy sequence happening here right around the 8.5 minute mark. But overall, man, Tyler Warren should be the guy. So you think about everything on the offense, all the weapons around the quarterback. It's as good as you could ever hope for as a quarterback. The offensive line, of course, you have some young guys stepping in, but Tanner Bortolini, I think, is going to be ready for the moment. I think Mac and Savez seemingly going to be our right guard, and I think that's going to be a transition where it's not going to be perfect, but I think he'll be able to figure something out as he continues to go along. So on the offensive line, I feel really good. Of course, you have Braden Smith coming back and hopefully can stay on the field. You have Big Q, of course, and Bernie, who just continues to get better year after year on a contract season now, and hopefully we get his best effort. So going into the year, offensive line, I feel good about it. Of course, the depth at the offensive line isn't the way you'd want it to be, but I think it's something that's still manageable. Hopefully, of course, we can have our 5 guys stay healthy for most of the season and be able to have that, because as we know, continuity, something that's really talked about on the offensive line, something that's important. So going to be important this upcoming season. And from a coaching staff perspective, I feel good about who we have in the coaching staff. So overall, again, it really, from the offense's perspective, it really comes down to Anthony. And if Anthony can be that guy, and people are going to say, well, what about Daniel Jones? I'm assuming Anthony's going to be the guy. Okay. And hopefully with that, Anthony, with everything that he has at his disposal, the experience that he's been able to gather, and I think I heard him talking a few weeks ago about how the mindset of how he doesn't need to go get it all, right? He needs to work within the offense. And I think that switch of a mindset, working within the offense, will make the offense work better for him and for the offense as a whole. So the potential of this offense, when you talk about the potential, and again, we'll get into different predictions and go into further analysis and really go, person by person through this offense as we get into the dog days of the summer here. But, I mean, we're talking about an offense that I would expect to be top 12 no matter what. I think if Anthony Richardson has just slight improvements, but is looking like, okay, these are positive ways to go up and really look like the guy, right? But incremental improvements, then I think the offense could be top 10 if he really starts to take that step and he comes in, looks really prepared and really looks like the guy this upcoming year. And I'm not saying he's going to be a top 10 quarterback, a lot of really good quarterbacks, but I think it could be a situation where at this point, if you're top 15 quarterback in the NFL, you're pretty freaking good. So I think climbing into that category, and with the offense that's around Jonathan Taylor, we can be a top 8, top 6 offense, maybe even better, right? And again, that all depends on Anthony Richardson, how we go as he goes. So hopefully he comes into this year better. That's, of course, going to be the topic of conversation as we talk about any of this stuff with the offense. And we're going to have this same conversation for the defense and go through the defense, what the expectations are. There's so much content to still come out. Really want to start breaking down the defense. Had some comments from you guys about content you'd like to see. Going to go through Lou Anarumo's defense with the Bengals and how could that fit us, and try to break down some film and have the whiteboard and really start to go through some stuff over the summer with you guys. We've got to piece that together. That's going to take some time, but going to have content for you guys. Make sure if you enjoy the content, hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you continue to get notified anytime we drop any content on this channel. Of course, appreciate you stopping by for another video. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.